Homework 9, where you will practice inheritance and polymorphism concepts by implementing a hierarchy of tic-tac-toe, where you can play tic-tac-toe on a 3x3 matrix or tic-tac-toe on a 4x4 matrix. Tic-tac-toe 3, of course, you went by 3 across, down, or diagonal, and with 4 across, 4 down, or 4 diagonal. Okay, it's just to give you practice with inheritance and polymorphism concepts, meaning you will use virtual functions. Okay, one thing to keep in mind, vector of 9 pegs has been used for tic-tac-toe 3. We will need a vector of 16 pegs for tic-tac-toe 4. Okay, keep this in mind. Here is the UML. You need to change check row when, check diagonal when, and check column when to #, meaning protected axis specifier. You need to do the same thing for pegs. Okay, you need to put pegs into the protected axis. You will also make check column when, check diagonal when, and check row when virtual functions. This will allow you to override them in the derived class tic-tac-toe 3 and tic-tac-toe 4. Both of them, as you can see, inherit from tic-tac-toe. Okay, going back to the constructors. Recall that you can call the base class constructor from the derived class, and you will have to, for what? To initialize the vector of pegs for 9 or the vector of pegs for 16. Okay, so this is what you do. In tic-tac-toe 3, call the tic-tac-toe constructor, use this constructor right here, the one with an integer, send in the value 3. In the constructor, write code to multiply size times size and initialize the vector. How do you do that? I have an example here, something like this. Okay, so assuming some constructor, integer s, some vector, and then you do s times s with parentheses. Yep, this should work. Okay, and this will initialize it to s, meaning 3 if it's called from the tic-tac-toe 3, or 4 if it's called from the tic-tac-toe 4, right? So if you call tic-tac-toe 3, you call tic-tac-toe with value 3, or tic-tac-toe with value 4, and then depending on what you send, 3 times 3, 9, 4 times 4, 16, and then initialize 2 blank spaces. Make sure you change the protected vector to this, okay? Vector of string pegs. Do not initialize it anymore. Okay, also you need to make sure that the overload in tic-tac-toe 3 takes into account whether to display a 3x3 matrix or a 4x4 matrix. Okay, inherit tic-tac-toe 3 from tic-tac-toe. Go ahead and deal with the constructor as I told you. Make check column when, check row when, check diagonal when, with no parameters, private functions. Okay, copy the code from tic-tac-toe 3 to tic-tac-toe to tic-tac-toe 3. Okay, and then in the tic-tac-toe functions, check column when, check row when, and check diagonal when, remove all the code, leaving only the statement return false. Okay, so we're not going to use logic from tic-tac-toe 3 anymore. You can also not write code for these functions. It's up to you. For tic-tac-toe 4, you will do the same. You inherit from tic-tac-toe, take care of the constructor to initialize it properly, meaning the 16 like I was explaining earlier. Make public private functions, check column when, check row when, and check diagonal when, with no parameters that return a bool. And then modify their code to account for a 4x4 board, right? And over here, you modify this codes to work for a 3x3 matrix. Well, really, you don't have to copy and paste, okay? The tic-tac-toe manager, go ahead and use unique pointers So you'll need to change the games vector to a vector of unique pointer to TicTacToe. Also, you will need to change the save game function to a unique pointer of TicTacToe reference variable, okay? In save game, make sure update winner is the first statement, okay? Because remember, you will add the TicTacToe parameter into games with the move function, stud move. Once you do that, it invalidates the pointer. For this reason, you need to make sure that you have the update winner function called before pushing the games vector into the game vector into the games, okay? In main, you will allow users to choose between a TicTacToe 3 or 4. So you ask them, which game do you want to play, 3 or 4? Also, I will have an example tomorrow how to handle this, okay? So I'll briefly read the instructions. So modify TicTacToe or whatever variable name you used to unique pointer to TicTacToe, okay? An instance of this will be created in the next step. So after you prompt the user for 3 or 4, then you need to create the instance of 3 or 4, okay? I will show this example in class tomorrow, or should I do it right now? Let me think here. Yeah, let me just go ahead and show you right now, like how you would handle something like that. Okay, let me see. Let me go to if I can think clearly here. Sorry. Okay, homework, TicTacToe main. Okay, so assuming we had the includes and everything, right? You would say unique pointer to TicTacToe game, okay? Then you prompt user for 3 or 4, preferably in a main loop, right? That way you can ask them later. Here you are just telling C++ reserve that space for me, okay? The memory space for game, I'll use it later. If they choose 3, then you say game equals make unique TicTacToe 3, and then no parameters. And if they, right, so then this would be like if something, you do this, else if something, or 4 or whatever, right? Else if 4, then do game equals 4, okay? So now after this statements, then you can use the game pointer to do whatever it is that you need to do, okay? So I think this is a pretty good example to help you complete this step, which is kind of complicated, right? Also make sure that you keep the TicTacToe manager outside all the loops, right? That way you don't overwrite it. Modify the TicTacToe manager save game function call to manager.save game. Well, I think you already have that. Also, just make sure that you understand, remember, when you create a pointer and you want the value, then you have to use game. So if you're saving the game, then you have to do something like this, okay? Manager.save game, so that C++ knows that you want to work with the value, okay? And yeah, remember, you have to now change from dot notation to arrow notation anywhere you use the TicTacToe variable. So if you named it game, anywhere you use game dot, you have to change it to game arrow, okay? So in the test cases, you have to change all the test cases to unique pointer of Tic-Tac-Toe, and preferably finish all the 3s, right? So change all the Tic-Tac-Toe boards which test for 3x3 matrix to unique pointer of Tic-Tac-Toe, and then when you create the instance, then you have to do something like this, okay? So you would do this, and that creates an instance of Tic-Tac-Toe 3. And if you want it, so after you change all those and everything passes, you change from dot operator to arrow operator. Then you have to create test cases for Tic-Tac-Toe 4, and this is how you create the instance. And you have to create instances for all the options, okay? That way you make sure that your code's going to work properly for Tic-Tac-Toe 4. And again, use Tic-Tac-Toe 3 test cases as guides, right? Okay. Also, make sure you name the test cases differently. Otherwise, they will not run and you'll get a very helpless error. It's not going to help you, okay? If you have questions, please stop by my office or post them on the board, okay? So this is probably the most difficult homework you'll do in this class, but it'll give you a very good real life experience of what it is to work with inheritance and polymorphism. Okay, thank you.